What's up, chat? How you guys doing? All right, today all we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some ranking of every car brand I could find. Um, I thought this would be kind of fun to do because I've never done something like this, and I want to do some more YouTube videos. So thought I'd stream it here on YouTube, and yeah, let's see where we can kind of go with this. Hold on, let me make a few notifications real quick, guys. Give me a sec. Sorry, guys, give me a sec. Excuse me. All right. All right, turn that off. All right, let's get into it. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking each brand by the standard rating S, A, B, like S being the top, F being the worst. Um, the factors I'm going to be rating into these is like the quality of their cars, the brand of the history of the brand, kind of like where they are today, just like the overall just everything to factor in just the brand, not like one single thing. And just kind of like what I like about them and like what I don't. And I'll show you some like stuff about them if we need to. But what's up, Wingless? How you doing? All right, so the first brand we got Jaguar. Jaguar, it's a pretty good brand. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I mean they make some decent cars. There's been some pretty nice ones. I don't think to say they're the best, but they're definitely up there. I feel like they're definitely up there. And I feel like they deserve to be here. Um, is there a way to like pin my chat? Because my chat keeps disappearing whenever I click. Um, it's fine. I'll just leave it. I'll just check it every once in a while. This is my first time streaming on OBS, so. All right, Jaguar. They're okay, but I don't feel like they're the best. But they do make some pretty cool cars, so I think they go in B tier. Now we got Porsche. Now, I feel like Porsche is one of the most influential brands of all time, not gonna lie. So, hate me as much as you want with that, but I feel like Porsche has made a lot of nice cars in the day, and they make some nice ones, but they're kind of expensive. So, I don't know. They're not amazing, but I do like them a lot. I like their classic cars from like the early 90s and 80s, maybe late 2000s, but I don't think they're amazing. So I think, well, they're amazing in my opinion. They're like one of the most best brands, but they're not the best. So I think they can go in A tier because I'm a big fan of like the 911 and the 932, I think it is. I'm probably wrong on that. I don't know. I like a lot of their cars. They're pretty nice. They did some pretty cool rally stuff back in the day too, so I feel like they're deserving of A. Um, all right, we got Lamborghini. Lamborghini, I feel like is a really good brand because like I love all of their cars, even though a lot of them are kind of similar. I just like the way they look, the way they sound, the way the company became a company is also pretty nice. I'm a big fan of like the Lamborghini Huracan, the Sion, I think, the Diablo, the Countach, the Murcielago, the Esto Elemento. They're pretty cool. I like them a lot. So I feel like they're one of the best brands today, and I like their slogans of like, people that buy our cars aren't going to be watching the TV, so we don't make commercials. I mean, that's a pretty hard line. So I think they're S tier. So I'm gonna put them in S. Um, all right, we got Alpine. You guys can't really see them, but these guys, they don't really make any like they don't make many cars. They make like five cars, and they're just like the same thing. They're not consistent at all. And I like the one car that they make that's consistent, but I don't think it's amazing. It's not like the greatest thing on earth. So I'm gonna put them in D tier. I don't think they're terrible, but they're pretty good. Okay, now we got Audi. Audi, I mean, I haven't seen any good cars from Audi except the R8. I mean, they have like I guess you could say like the RS6 and the RS3 are pretty nice. And they make a couple nice other cars, but like other than those three, they don't really have anything too amazing. But they're pretty influential with a lot of the German brand stuff. But I mean like the R8. Sorry about that, guys. You guys hear me all right? My headset died, so that's my bad. Um okay, so let me all right. So yeah, Audi. I think Audi goes. I'm gonna put him. Um, I want to put him C tier, but kind of like the R8. I'm gonna put it in B tier because they're pretty nice. I like them a lot, but they don't make many cars. So, all right, what do we got? BMW. Okay, so BMW, they make a lot of nice cars in my opinion. I feel like you got the E30, the E46, you got the M competitions. Um, they make a couple decent like regular sedans and SUVs, and I feel like it's the best German brand. In my opinion, it's the best German brand because they're the only ones I kind of like. They made a lot of nice cars back in the day. The E30 was a killer back in the day. I mean, like, it was a lot of nice cars back in the day. Now, I mean, you got nothing really crazy except for like the M competitions, but I mean, it's not bad. It's all right. Um, I think we can put these guys. I feel like we can put these guys in A. It's an A. I feel like it's an A brand because like there's like the M3, the M2, M4, obviously not really M1. Bunch of the E's. I mean, they just got good cars, man. I mean, they're not the best, but I mean, they're one of the best in my opinion. So I say we keep it like that. What up, Chad? Let me. All right, chat. Let me know if the Maybe the streaming quality just went up a bit. Freshly, I'm not putting smart at number one. We're going in the list. All right. What's next? We got Bugatti. Bugatti, okay. Bugatti had the fastest car in the world twice, the Veyron and the Chiron, and they're making the Devo, and they're making like that one other car right now that's like crazy looking, like the Devo, and then there was like something else. I feel like Bugatti is an S tier because like the fastest cars in the wild, and they're like a pretty cool brand, and they're French, aren't they? They're like the only good French brand. I think they're French, right? Are they French or are they British? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they're French. Whatever. All right, Citroen. This was a brand I wasn't too familiar with until Freshie told me about it. Here we'll look up Citroen. This is Citroen. They make this stupid car. This is like the stupid car that they make, along with like all these other ones that look like squares. This makes me feel like they're like Aston Martin and Smart had a child, and Hummer came in and had an affair with one of them, and they made this and this, and then they made these. They're, I don't know. I don't think this is a good company. I don't think they're amazing, but they're not terrible. French, okay. I feel like Citroen goes in F, cause like no, they're just terrible cars. They're just goofy. All right, now we got Nissan. All right, Nissan. I'm a bit biased here because Nissan's my favorite car brand, but there's a reason to that. Because they have the Skylines, the Silvias, the Zs, the S like ZXs and all that. Wait till bro sees the Citroen C1. I don't know what that is. I'll let's look at that real quick. This is what you're bragging about? The C. Why are you bragging about this? This thing looks like every little car ever. This looks like all the other ones. This looks like a Fiat. Is this like did Fiat make this? I'm pretty sure Fiat made this. No, it's F tier. F tier. Okay, but Nissan, they revolutionized the Japanese racing track like with their GT2000, the R32, and then the 34. The 33 was okay, but the 34 kind of closed it. And then they made like the R35 for the longest time, which I mean, they kind of like just milked that car for like ever. But beside the point, I mean, then you got the Nissan Titan, so they have their own truck. And you got your Nissan Murano, the 2006 Nissan Murano. I mean, oh yeah. You have to get it in this like maroon color too, like this wine red color. But yeah, but yeah, I'm a bit biased, but I'm gonna put Nissan in S tier because they're in a really crazy like Nissan. I mean, they just made the Gran Turismo movie, and it's all about Nismo. So I feel like Nissan needs to be an S tier because it's a W brand. Honda, on the other hand, definitely needs to be an S tier as well, I think, because them Honda Civics, you can take out the engine, and I would give you 100 bucks if it ran. Or if it didn't run, because I'm sure you could take the engine out and that thing would still run. Hondas are like unrealistically reliable because like there's no way they're that reliable, but they are. It's like really weird. Like you could probably throw that into a pit of fire and it'd be fine. It's just really weird. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. So I feel like Honda needs to go in S tier as well because like the Honda Civic, like especially the new ones, they're super reliable. You got like a lot of miles on them, and they'll still be fine. Lexus, okay, so I'm gonna get a bit of hate here, but Lexus is just a Japanese American company. They're nothing too crazy. I mean, it's a cool conversion between the two like themes of cars, but it's just a Japanese muscle brand. I mean, you have the LFA, the RCF, the IS series. They're nothing too crazy, but they still make some pretty cool cars. But they're nothing too amazing. But I mean, it's just like a Toyota and Honda and like Chevy had a kid. This is literally it right here. So I'm gonna put Lexus in C tier because they haven't made it. Like the LFA is just overhyped. It's a nice car. They sound great for sure, but it's nothing crazy. All right, Mitsubishi. I mean the Evo series. I mean the Evos, the Eclipses. I mean those are some pretty nice cars, but Mitsubishi fell off like extremely hard right now. They're like extremely off. Like they made the what was it, the Eclipse or the it was an Eclipse. They turned it into an SUV, I think. I don't know why somebody thought to do that, but they never should have. So I don't know. I think we put it in I think we put it in C tier. C or B. I think it goes in B. I think I'm gonna put it in C because they're kind of mid now, but they were pretty cool back in the day. That's why I want to kind of put in B. I think I'm gonna put in B because the Evos and the Eclipses were like extremely cool back in the day. Like they're crazy, crazy good. Also, Freshie, how's the stream looking on your part? Is it smooth? Is it good? All that? Because I'm not sure how well it's looking. Um, Now we got Subaru here right after Mitsubishi. Subaru, I'm a bit biased, but they make like almost all of like the nice like all-wheel drive cars now. I mean, you got the STIs, the WRXs, um, um, okay, so you have the WRXs, the STIs, you got the Imprezas. I mean, that's about it, I guess you could say. They're pretty cool. I like them a lot. I'm gonna put them in B tier for blowing gaskets because I mean, come on now. They're the super joke, you know. Smoothish or smooth okay. Smoothish. All right. Suzuki F tier. I don't really know much about them. F tier is going to be pretty much just every car I don't really know much about. I don't really care much for Suzuki. I only know like two Suzuki cars, kind of, and I don't really care for them. All right, we got Acura. Acura's Honda's like performance brand, and they make some super clean, like sophisticated cars. And you got the NSX. So I think we put Acura in A, because A and Acura. I feel like that's fair. I really like the way that their brands, like the decisions they make on how to make the cars are pretty nice. I don't know how reliable they are, but like they look pretty neat. Like I like them a lot. Um, all right, we get to Ferrari now. Now Ferrari, I don't like the owner or the company. I don't like the owner and the company because, you know, the whole joke like the cease and desist order. I mean, there's a reason it's like that. And it's because Ferrari's a bit, you know, crybaby-ish. So, seeing that Ferrari isn't the greatest, but they make a lot of nice cars, I feel like they should be in I want to put them in B tier. Because I mean they have the F40 and the F50, all that, and you got the SF80. Um, you got a couple other cars I can't think of, like the Enzo. Um, I think I don't know. I don't know many of their cars. You got the Testarossa. The Testarossa is pretty cool too. I like that. Um, I mean, really, other than that, yeah. All right. Then we got Chevy. Um, so I feel like Chevy makes some pretty nice cars. They're not the best because they discontinued the Camaro, but the Corvette, the Corvette C8. I think they're working on the C9. Um, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than them. I mean, you got like some like back in the day they made some pretty cool cars like the Nova, the Impala, um what else? Um the Camaro, the classic Camaros. You got the Bel Airs. Dodge is right here. What do you mean? Dodge is right here, but yeah, I accidentally put Ram twice, but yeah, Dodge is right here. Um I'm gonna put Chevy in B tier. Because they make like the best thing they got going on for them now is their trucks, like the Silverados. But I like their like S and C10s. They're pretty nice. Um, wow, did we put them in B tier? I don't know if we put them in B tier. I'm actually gonna put Audi in C tier. I'm gonna move Audi to C tier, but I think Chevy stays in B tier because I'm not a big fan of Audi. I can't put Audi above Lexus, so. Also, I'm not organizing these by like best, like Lamborghini's better than Bugatti or Nissan or whatever. I'm just like put them in like the tier. Nothing like from first to worst or whatever in the ranking, but no. All right, Ford. I feel like Ford is one of the most. It's the first company in America to make cars, like the T model. I mean, and then like all the cars they made, like the Ford Bronco, the Mustang, um, you got the GT 200 or 2000. I can't remember exactly what that is. The Ford GT. They're making that new Ford GT, which is pretty cool. And they're also making the only V8 still. They're the only like they literally said they're going to be the last company if they have to be to make an affordable V8 for the rest of the world. So the Mustang's still going to continue. And the new Mustang looks like really nice here. Let's look at the new Mustang, the Dark Horse or whatever. Dark Horse 2025. Yeah, like look at this thing. It's like a sports car. Like this is like the racing version, but like look at this thing right here, dude. This thing is mean. I don't know if it's gonna pull up the image. Okay, there we go. Like look at that. That looks so nice. I'm sorry, but that's a nice car. Like, this thing looks super mean, and it still looks like a Mustang. So prop points for them to continue to make it look like a Mustang still, unlike Corvette. I mean, like really, like okay. Like, how do you go from this? Because the C7 looks just like a little bit better version of the C6. I mean, the taillights are kind of different, but like like the C6 was like still like the embodiment of the Corvette. And then you go to a mid-engine or rear-engine supercar or sports car. I would say this is a supercar at this point because it literally looks like it more than a sports car. And it's like the engine's in the back. I mean, it just doesn't look like a Corvette anymore. It just doesn't. And I mean, like, isn't there rumors for a C9? Okay, that's not what I was thinking. But they're making the ZL. What is it? The C8 Corvette Z ZR1. Yeah, they're making the ZR1. This is coming out next year. Big up for investing in modern day production line. Exactly. They invented the production line. Yeah, that's another thing I find funny, Freshy, is like the Dominator GTX and GTA is literally like the same thing. They predicted it before Ford even made it, so I feel like Ford goes in S tier. Ford definitely goes in S tier. All right, we got Dodge now. All right, okay, Dodge. Now this is kind of like where things go iffy. This is where things they kind of go sideways. Now, I have a Dodge. I have a Charger. I have a Charger, so I might be a bit biased, but I like the Charger. But but the brand is kind of not the same as it was because the only people that own a Dodge nowadays is are really old white people or black people. That's I mean you can categorize that with like every brand. Like the Subaru is pretty much owned by young white people. There's no black people really owning a Subaru. Same thing with BMW. They're a bunch of middle-aged men going through a midlife crisis. It's the same thing with Dodge. I mean, there's a reason that like they make all the Hellcat jokes and all that. But I drive a Charger, so I'm a bit biased. But I mean, they discontinued the Charger and the Challenger. They make it a Durango still, so that's what like the state patrols are going to have to use now is the new Durangos or whatever. But they were never really that great. I like the Charger, but it's not really racist, but I mean whatever. If I get cancer for that, I don't care. It's just what it is. But I mean the Challenger's literally a boat. It's just a square. But they made some pretty cool cars back in the day, like the old Challenger and the old Charger. I mean, and you got the Daytonas. They made the Daytonas. They literally like made such a powerful car back in the day. They had to ban it from stock racing, and then they kind of like changed the sport. So I'm gonna put Dodge in D tier, or not D tier, but B tier, because I feel like they're just as good as Chevy. They're pretty nice. I like them. Now Cadillac, I mean, it's literally just Chevy's like cousin. It's literally just their cousin. They're nothing too special, nothing too crazy. Like the Darkwing's about all they make. That's really good. The Darkwing and the Escalade's about all they make nowadays. I'm gonna put them in C tier because they're nothing too crazy. Um, well, while we're here, I'm gonna wait for Koenigsegg, but Ram just to get it out of the way. I'm gonna put Ram in D tier because they haven't made anything. They don't like they only make the nice trucks now. Like the sixth gen and the fifth gen are kind of nice, but everything before them was kind of mid. And that's all they make is like the Ram. It's just like a couple of trucks. It's just Dodge's truck brand, so nothing too crazy. I'm gonna put them there. Let me put this down here so I don't have to worry about it. So that's just out of the way. All right, we got Koenigsegg. Koenigsegg. I mean, they made the Jesko. They made the 1-1. I mean, they have like the current like the Jesko's like the fastest car in the world at the moment, I think. So I mean, that's props to them. And then they had like the whole Need for Speed racing scene where they're like racing through the town and they became popular because they wrecked and everything. So I don't think they're amazing, but they do have the fastest car in the world, so I'm gonna put them in A because I like Koenigsegg's, but they're nothing like the world's like greatest thing. Pagani, on the other hand, I feel like Pagani was like a revolutionary brand because like whenever McLaren, I don't know where McLaren is, it's somewhere on this list, right here. Whenever McLaren made the F1, Pagani saw the potential in carbon fiber, and they stressed it so much to Lamborghini and Ferrari. This is where you need to go because Pagani went to Ferrari, like the owner, like the Pagani guy. He went to Ferrari, they denied him. He went to Lamborghini, he worked there for a while. He tried to get Lamborghini to like move the carbon fiber because McLaren did it and they made the first hypercar and they ignored him. So he went and formed his own brand and now he has some of the nicest, most expensive, rarest cars in the world. So I mean, what does that say? I feel like Pagani goes in S tier. They were like a crazy brand. All right, what we got? Pontiac next. All right, Pontiac is just Chevy's. How I said, I mean, like how I said, Cadillac was just Chevy's cousin. Pontiac's just Chevy's brother. They were really good competitors back in the early 2000s and early 1990s. I don't know. I was gonna say 1900s. And then they got discontinued by GM because they were messing with their Golden Boy. They were doing better. So I feel like Pontiac needs to be an A tier. Or I'll put it next to Chevy. I'll put it in B tier because Pontiac isn't much better than Chevy, but because they're discontinued. But like I mean, they made the GTO and the Firebird, so they were pretty much competing pretty well with them. They were doing pretty good, and there's been talks about bringing some stuff back. Like Pontiac was supposed to bring back the El Camino, but they got discontinued, and then they just sent the brand to like they just sent the El Camino to Holden, and then Holden just branded it as their own. So yeah, Maserati. I mean, they make some pretty nice cars. I don't know much about them, but I know they make a couple like really nice cars. So I'm gonna put them in S tier because I know they do make some nice cars right lately, but I really don't know much about them. Lincoln, it's just like Ford's fancy brother. I'm gonna put him in D tier because like only people that own Lincoln's like old people. Alfa Romeo, I mean they make like what 2 or 3 good cars. Everything else is kind of mid, but they're like a luxury brand. So I mean they're kind of just like the kind of like the kind of like the Mercedes of Italy. Nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna put them in C tier. They're pretty nice though. Chrysler, literally just Dodge's brother. It's Dodge's little brother. That's literally all it is now. It was its own brand back in the day. It was a pretty nice brand. But I mean like they literally make like one convenient car nowadays. Literally all I make. It's just a Charger with like just different model. It's literally just a Charger, guys. It's like Lincoln. I mean, it's just like Ford and Lincoln. This is just Dodge and Chrysler. It's just like they make like one nice car, and it's just a Charger with a different body kit on it. Um, so that's why I'm gonna put Chrysler in D tier next to Lincoln. Airbus, I mean, just kind of put it in F. They make like a couple decent cars, but like they kind of suck. So I'm gonna put them in F tier because from what I remember, at least. Hold up, let me look. No. This was like the same thing with like the Citroen thing. This is literally just that. It's like the same car. They make these 2 cars, I think, and that's it. I don't know why all these Indian dudes are here, but yeah. Um, Citroen F tier. Hummer, another one of Chevy's is like distant cousins between Chevy and G. Like Chevy and Jeep had a kid. That's what Hummer is. Hummer was just like trying to keep up with Chevy. I like the 300 because I can get it in the UK, unlike the Charger. True, but it's literally just the same thing. Hummer is literally just Jeep. It's just like if Jeep and Chevy had a kid, that's literally what Hummer is. I'll put them in C tier because I'll put them in C tier because they make some nice cars, but like you have to be like a billionaire to own one because like the gas mileage on those things is like you spend more money on gas than the damn Hummer itself. So Volvo, I feel like this needs to be A, or I feel like it needs to be A because their cars are kind of mid and they're kind of ugly, but it's like the Nokia of the car world. Like you cannot destroy one of them things. I swear you could probably throw one off a cliff and it'd be fine. Like I would rather hit a brick wall than a Volvo. That's like how confident I am. Also, Volvo kind of has a funny story where they sold like a couple hundred cars to North Korea, and North Korea never paid them, and then North Korea got blacklisted from the entire world from selling cars too. So that's why they have no cars anymore. Um, GMC, literally Hummer and Dodge had a kid. It's literally what GMC is. D tier. It's literally just rebranded Chevy stuff. It's dumb. It's literally what the hell it is. Kia, F tier. Same thing with Hyundai. Both putting the Korean brands down there because, well, I'll put Kia in D tier. Hyundai can stay in F tier, but Kia is pretty nice. I mean, they have a couple nice cars and they're kind of reliable. But that's the only reason Kia's in D tier because it's a reliable car brand, but they're kind of mid. Rolls-Royce, I mean, pretty much they're only relevant for like a very few amount of cars. And also because like that one girl on TikTok that does like the Rolls Royce thing where she like sticks like her like long fingernails through the. See, she does the same thing than Mercedes too. She like does like the whole weird like ASMR thing with the Rolls Royce and Bentley too. But like Rolls Royce, I like I don't. They don't make too many like amazing cars, but they're okay. I'll put them in C tier. Bentley, kind of just like Rolls Royce's brother, but like he's kind of like better than Rolls Royce because like Bentley kind of like makes some like pretty powerful cars. Rolls Royce also has a cool thing where you like try to steal like the hood ornament and it kind of like goes into the car, so it's kind of cool. But Bentley, I feel like it's just like they do more like racing with their cars because their engines are more powerful, but they're nothing too amazing. GMC is kind of like the European Chevy. We only have a couple models from Chevy, but we have a parts supplier for them. Yeah, GMC is just like it's literally just rebranded Chevy. Like here's the okay, here's the GMC. It's literally just a rebranded Escalade, a rebranded Silverado. Like look at these. Okay, so here's GMC. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference. Literally show me the difference. Show me the difference. I mean, look at this. Um, no difference. There's no difference. They're just the same thing. They're all just rebranded stuff. That's literally all these are. Bentley goes in B tier. I'm putting Bentley in B for B. Or Bentley, B, B, all that, yeah. Buick. Buick was a pretty nice car brand back in the day. Now they're kind of irrelevant. I mean, like, just see which comes up. Buick. Buick Enclave. I mean, that's about the only car they make that's kind of relevant now. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my headset died again for some reason. Rolls-Royce engines are more powerful, but the cars are literally tanks, so they're too heavy to actually reach high speeds. True. That's a great way of saying it, actually. Um, this is also another one they kind of made that was like really cool. My mom used to own one of these, so I mean, it's kind of cool. Like the Grand National was pretty dope. I mean, like I would like to own one of these. These are pretty cool. And then you have the Regal. Regal's kind of irrelevant, but still relevant at the same time. I'm putting I'm putting Buick in D tier. They're kind of relevant still. It's the same thing that kind of happened with Mitsubishi. I mean, they were kind of cool back in the day, but now they just make family cars. Aston Martin. I mean, they're just kind of like a better version of Jaguar. I mean, they make some like really cool cars, but they're like nothing amazing. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're kind of expensive. They're like the Porsche of Europe, or like Porsche of like the UK. I mean, because you know Porsche's European, but like they're just like kind of high class cars. I like them. They're pretty nice. I'll put them next. I'll put them in B with Jaguar. Hennessy, basically the scariest car brand on fucking earth. I mean, they make 1,000 horsepower cars out of like nothing. They made like a 700 horsepower out of a Dodge 6 Gen Ram. Um, and then you have the Hennessy Venom. I feel like this is like an A tier because they kind of like they're mainly like a tuning brand at the moment, but like they have some pretty scary cars. I don't really know what this is. Um, you kind of go in F tier. Same thing with Seat. I mean, kind of mid cars. McLaren, one of the most influential brands in my opinion, because they made the F1, the first hypercar in the world. I mean, you got the Sienna, then you got the 720, the 650. I mean, it's pretty nice cars. I mean, all their cars kind of look the same. Like, I mean, the Speedtail is kind of cool too. That thing's like outlawed here in America. Yeah, some people still own it. But McLaren, I feel like, is one of the most influential brands, but they kind of just like don't make many unique. They kind of just like keep using the same model, but like advance it each time. So solely because they have the F1, and it's just like a super nice car, and it was like the first carbon fiber made like car, and then it was like a lot of nice stuff. I would put it in A tier. I feel like McLaren's an A tier. Also, the McLaren Tunes was a kind of funny show that they made, so I feel like that's perfect. Aston Martin must be at least A tier, the perfect combination of power, luxury, and elegance. We can put Aston Martin in A tier. I feel like they're better than Jaguar and Bentley, so I feel like we can put them in A tier. That's right. Okay, that's fine. Celine. I mean, they made the Celine S7. That was about it. They literally quit after that. Not really relevant anymore, but I mean, they made like a really freaking cool car back in the day. So we'll put them in C because I like. Yeah, it's fair. Lotus. They make some really clean cars. Like here, let's look at some Lotuses. Here we go. I mean, the Evora is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I like that. The Ellis, the Eva's, excuse me, pretty cool. And more Evora and Electra. I mean, those are some of their main brand cars, but also they were pretty popular for one reason, and it was the Lotus TikTok admin. He was like really funny, and then he kind of just started posting stuff that was like not related to Lotus at all, and then they kind of fired him. He started posting like the most cringiest things on TikTok ever, and then they fired him. So now some guy now that just posts Lotus's cars. He's pretty cool. He makes like a lot of nice videos, and the thing is the guy that does it now kind of gets a lot of hate because they replaced their previous Lotus admin when like he was like really cool at the beginning and then he kind of just started going like off the rails at the end. And people need to realize that, but they won't. So Lotus goes in I'll put them in B tier. They're pretty cool cars. They also were an F1, so Lancia just an Audi wannabe. I mean, they were kind of cool with like Audi versus Lancia. That movie was like pretty cool. But they're pretty much only relevant for that time period. So I'll put them next to Audi in C tier. So together. Rover, this was only in here because what was the season this or the goats totally not biased. I'm going yeah, fair enough. Rover freshly wanted this in here when we were making this tier list. I don't know what it is, but he said the European people would know what this is. So I saw a couple of their cars. They look okay. I'll put them in D tier. Um, W Motors, they make like the Lycan Hypersport, like the one car from Fast and Furious 7 where they like fly through the buildings. That's about like the only car they made. Same thing with like Celine 7. I'm putting it in this tier because they make like a really relevant like they made like one really cool car and now they just don't have anything else. TVR, a lot of you guys probably don't know what these are until you see them, but they're kind of like a side company, kind of like nothing like too amazing. But I mean, they made this thing, which is kind of cool, and that was about it. That's like the last thing they made that was like kind of relevant. Um, it's a European brand. They kind of just wanted to be like, they wanted to be like Dodge, but like supercars. They wanted to be like Dodge and Aston Martin had a kid, and this is like literally what you would have had. It's like really weird, but this is literally what you would have made if you had these guys together. Um, yeah, they're not really relevant. They were like a two-trick pony, and that was it. So put them in D tier because I'm not a big fan of them. But now the Mosler, these things are pretty neat. Here I'll show you guys what Moslers are as well. This is like McLaren and Celine had a kid, and this is literally what you would have had. I mean, that's all it is really. It's just like a Celine 7 and then like the McLaren F1 GTR. This is like what you would have got. Maybe a bit of like Corvette into it. Corvette and like some like F40 and Countach kind of aspects, maybe like a Diablo. But yeah, this is kind of just like a child of like several different people like having sex with the same woman. So we're gonna put it next to Celine. KTM, they don't make any like they don't make many cars. They're more like a bike brand, I think. Here, I'll show you some KTM. Let's look at some KTM's. Yeah, see, they literally make dirt bikes and regular bikes. They made like the Expo, I think. Yeah, they made the Expo. They made this thing. I don't know what that we're doing. Yeah, the Expo is pretty much like the only like relevant. Okay, what are we doing here, chat? All right. Um, this sim is pretty cool though. Like the Expo is about all they made like car wise. But other than that, I mean, there's just mainly dirt bikes. D tier. That's about it. MG. This is another brand that I'm pretty sure Mazda looks like an F1 GTR long time. That's slowly what it looks like. MG. This is another one I think freshly wanted on here. Let's look at this real quick. I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, it's just like, looks like Aston Martin had a kid with like, this is like Aston Martin Lotus had a kid. That's like the best way to describe some of these brands is like just them taking ideas from others. Because this feels like Maserati, Aston Martin, and Lotus had a kid, and this is what you would have got. They're not incredible, but I never heard of them before until Freshie told me about them. So not F, but we'll put them in D tier. Um, Caterham. Let's look at these again because this is like one that like several people in my server were telling me to put on here. I don't know who this dude is, but why? This is just like I don't know what this is. This looks like really weird. It's like a Doom buggy, but like for the street. It's like a Doom buggy, but you can't take it like off-roading. This is like a street-only car. It literally looks like a street-only car, and it's a dune buggy. It's like super weird. It looks like a go-kart, kind of. D tier. Plymouth haven't really been like relevant for like ages. Like they've been discontinued for a long time. I like the Prowlers. The Prowlers are pretty cool. They were only like they made the pretty much just like a copy of like they were literally just Dodge's brother. That's literally what they were. It's like Dodge's brother. Like Dodge and Plymouth were like twins. They were literally twin brothers. And then Plymouth died and Dodge took over. They're not relevant anymore, but they were pretty cool with like the whole thing they had going on here with Dodge. So C tier. Mercury, they literally been dead for so dude, I swear they're the ugliest cars ever. Literally like the ugliest cars ever. This is like the only good thing they made, I think. Other than this maybe. Um this is also kind of cool. What? That's about it. Like these like that's the yeah. Like look at these. Nobody wants one of these. They're just classic sedans. F. Oldsmobile, I'm pretty sure this also goes in F. Here, we'll look at them. They were literally only relevant back like early 2000s. This is like the only time they were relevant. The 90s they were relevant kind of, but they have not been like touched ever since. They were Chevy wannabes, from what I can see. Chevy and like Buick wannabes is what these guys were. Also F. Saturn, oh my god. They made like what, 3 cars and they died? Yeah, they made like three, like what, five cars max, and then died. 1985 to 2010. They lasted less than 20 years. F again. Holden, only Australia company that kind of makes like a big impact on the world. Um, they're literally just like Chevy, but Australian. I'll put them in C tier because they're literally just like Chevy's little puppet. And I'm pretty sure they're discontinuing like a lot of their main cars. So, rip. Um, all right. Don't know what that is. That's F. Don't know what that is either. Zenvo, pretty cool cars. Um, I think I've seen these cars. These were kind of cool. Zenvo, pretty cool. I feel like these need to go with like B tier because here, let's look at them. They only had one car for a while, but they just released another one that's like really cool. Yeah, the ST1, and then they just made the Aurora. Also, this was like one of the first cars to use this, like the TSR thing, like the whole like wing it kind of like tilts and everything. The first person like use that, I think, and it like adjusts like to make it more aerodynamic. But this thing literally looks mean. These things are like, actually like so unique. There's like nothing like them. Kind of like if Audi McLaren had a kid, I guess. If you wanted to say they're related to something like that. But these things look like they're just so nice. I like them a lot. Definitely B tier. I feel like that's safe to say. DMC, pretty much the guys that made the DeLorean. No. Yeah, they made the DeLorean, and they're making like this thing, and they're just making like a new like the new DeLorean, or at least they hope to. Also, what was like that truck they made? Is it in here somewhere? Because they like whenever they release like the new like this new DeLorean thing, um, they kind of showed a truck with it that was like the most ugliest thing on planet Earth. Was it a truck or SUV? No, not that. Where is it? Hold on. Guys, ignore my horrible spelling. My keyboard sucks. Yeah, there was this, and what else was there? There was something else that they showed with it. I don't know where it is, but they also revealed like an SUV with it. I don't know. DMC can go in D tier because they haven't made anything other than DeLorean, and it's only famous because of the movie. So, other than that, nothing. Alright, smart car, F. Some things are so ugly. We were joking about it. The only time you see somebody in a smart car is if they're like a really fat, obese person that can't afford like a nice car, so they get a car that can like not fit in. Maybach, they kind of have a cool car, a couple car, like yeah, a couple cool cars, but other than that, nothing really. D tier. Infinity haven't made anything other than the G series that was okay. F tier or D tier. Mazda, you got the rotary engines like RX-7, the MX-5, the Miata, B tier. I like them. Mini Coopers, pretty cool, pretty reliable, pretty neat. Little high school girl, kind of like blonde girl vibes. C tier. Um, they like Mini only makes like what five cars. That's about it. Other than that, like nothing really crazy. Fiat literally bought out Ferrari and they still kind of suck. Like they have like the super ugly cars. Kind of just like these dudes, kind of. So They're not terrible, but I'll put them in D tier because they did buy Ferrari, so L. Land Rover, Jeep wannabes, just like giant SUVs that have made like the same damn thing since like they were first created. Another D tier. They literally have not made anything interesting at all. Nothing. Um, Jeep. The Jeep Wrangler is about all they made. Jeep Wrangler, the Jeep Gladiator. They made like the first like military vehicle, like the Jeep, all that. So I mean, I guess that's kind of props to them. But I wouldn't put them too high. I'll put them in C tier because they're kind of just like the stupid duck thing, dude. Like where all the ducks are like on like the dash. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So basically, you drive a smart Ford 2 is what you're saying. No. AMG, this was like one thing I asked Freshie if we should do is like separate Mercedes and AMG because we separated like Honda and the NSX. So I mean, I felt like that was fair. So we can put AMG in A tier because they make some like really nice fast cars. And also congrats to them getting like one of their cars in front of like the covers for Forza, so that's pretty cool. I like a lot of the GTRs and stuff, so I mean props to them for making some cool racing cars. Mercedes on the other hand though, like the Mercedes like G-Wagon and all the like luxury cars, I'll put them next to Alfa Romeo because they're like literally like the same thing. I mean, just luxury cars. The Mercedes only makes like luxury cars, and that's literally it. They have not made anything interesting for like ages. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna keep it there. Um, what is this, Opel? Hold up, let me look at Opel. Come on, Opel. Yeah, these are kind of ugly. Not gonna lie. Like, what is this? This looks like a Mazda. It looks like a Mazda but fancy. What was it? Like the RX-3? It literally just looks like the RX-3, but like futuristic. D tier. Actually, no, F tier. Peugeot, it's French, F tier. Tesla, F tier. Nobody likes Tesla. Actually, I'll put them in D tier. They're kind of nice. I actually kind of like a couple of their cars, but can't be asked. Volkswagen. They haven't made anything great other than like what I was like saying earlier. The Jettas, the Golfs, like the old hippie buses, and the or not hippie buses, hippie vans. Um, the old Beetle bugs. I don't like the new Beetles, but the old ones are pretty nice. Excuse me. Other than that, I mean, they're okay. I'll put them in C tier because I find it funny they lied about emissions. I think that was Volkswagen's. It was either Volkswagen or Audi that lied about the whole emission thing, and then kind of got railed for it. Excuse me, they got railed for that. Toyota. It's been a while since we've seen that. They have this Toyota Supra. Um, that's all I can think of at the moment. I know they have more stuff, but I can't think of anything. Um, they kind of shoved Nissan's head into the dirt whenever they came out with the new Supra. They turned their Celica like they changed like Celica and Supra's positions, and then they made like the Super like the 2JZ and everything like the Mark II and Mark III and all that. Supra and kind of like changed Toyota for the better or the worse. So I'll put that in A tier. They also make super reliable cars now, just not the Mark V. Mark V is just a supercar that's like overpriced, and BMW made it. But Toyota, I mean, yeah, pretty nice cars. I like them, but they're not the best. And then this is just Jeep and Ram, just extras I had. But I mean, yeah, there we go. I mean, that's my rankings for everything. I mean, disagree or agree. I mean, if there's any car brands I might have missed, I mean, let me know. I feel like I got everything, but I'm sure I probably missed like one or two. But I feel like this is a pretty nice pretty nice tier list. We got our best cars up here. I feel like these are the best car brands of all time. I mean, influential in like history, like racing, like I feel like we should put AMG here in S tier actually. Cause okay, no, let's put AMG there and Mercedes here B tier because Mercedes invented like a lot of stuff. Like they were the first, they made the first car technically, the first driver's license. They made anti-brake system or assisted braking system. I mean not anti-braking system, whatever. They made the safety belt like where it locks up. They made like the suicide doors that kind of like pop up, so like you can't get trapped anymore or whatever, like or the whole like feared thing. But they invented a lot, and I would put AMG here in S tier, but like I don't think they're that influential. I just feel like Mercedes as a company itself was pretty influential, so I'll put them in B tier. But yeah, I think that's every car brand I could find. Like I spent a while making this. It took me like 20 minutes to make this list because like there's like a lot of brands, and there was like nothing like a reasonably like good tier list for like all the brands of cars that I could find. There was like a lot of missing brands. But if you guys want to use this tier list, just look up car brands. But I couldn't fit everything because for some reason this like website kind of like glitches out, and half these brands didn't get added to the list. So if you guys want to add any of these brands to the list and make your own tier list, I mean, just look and see what brands I have here and then just use them. Or you can go to the beginning of the video and see all the brands I had down there. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty confident in this list. I like it. If you disagree, I mean, I don't care. You disagree. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I'm probably in the stream here, but I'll probably do some stuff later on. But I want to definitely do more YouTube stuff, and I thought this was a great way to get back into YouTube. If you guys like this tier list, leave a like. If you have any suggestions or stuff I should have added, you can kind of just like share with me in the comment section of what brands I missed. And if you didn't like something, then just tell me. I probably don't care at all. But yeah, this is my list. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and if you guys like this video, leave a like I said earlier. I'm gonna end it here. I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next one.